Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's All Game. I'm your host, Saino, and with me, as always, is Naylock.
Hey there.
It is August 10th, 2016, and we are here to bring you the news. Let's get right into it. So, Sony is coming to Gamescom in a really, really big way. Gamescom is kicking off next week, and Sony today announced all the games that people can play at its booth, including more than a dozen VR games and Destiny's upcoming expansion pack. Some of the highlights on the list are Batman Arkham VR, Eve Valkyrie, Resident Evil 7, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. Then we got a couple PlayStation 4 games like Gran Turismo Sport, Titanfall 2, Destiny Rise of Iron. They also have a couple games that were listed as just seeing, and so that maybe that's probably not playable there. And those are Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and Mafia 3. They also have the PlayStation Truck coming along to Gamescom, and people can play games like Killing Floor 2, Gravity Rush 2, Neo, and a lot of others. So I think this is freaking awesome. You know, Sony definitely knows its customer base. They really see Gamescom as a very important Germany-held event. You know, it's almost as big as E3 or Sony's own event. So what do you think about the title of games here?
I was excited when they teased that the Batman VR game. I was like, man, that could be awesome if they did it right. Like, because there's really no other games where you were like beating stuff up.
It's not that kind of experience. It's literally just an experience where you're kind of sitting down and you're watching like Batman interrogate a bunch of villains.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I mean, again, like a lot of the VR stuff right now is kind of hokey, or it's kind of, you know, it's kind of a one-trick pony right now. They're still trying to figure out what kind of experiences, you know, they can do. Eve Valkyrie is actually a game. Resident Evil 7, you can play the non-VR demo on the PS4 right now. And Until Dawn, A Rush of Blood is just a on-rails shooter. So, you know, it's kind of the regular standard gamut.
Yeah, it sounds like they're having a problem figuring out how to get the moving down. Like everything's just standing still, or like the game or on rails, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's not many games, not even the Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive have really gotten those sort of movement down. I think Doom's VR, when they had displayed that, I think they did a really innovative way of doing that. Basically, instead of herky-jerking around like they have teleport methods in a lot of other games, what Doom VR does is it slows down the entire game, you point where you want to go, and then it like you zoom over there as if you're you're being transported through space in like, you know, super speed. Mm-hmm. And it is a really compelling effect. I think they did it best.
Yeah, that sounds like it might work, but I don't know. I don't know. Why couldn't they just? I haven't really used those, but it seems like you just have a D-pad or something on a controller.
Well, the thing is, you know, because it's in 3D, you have to remember all of the images are in 3D, and your mind makes it think that it's real. So when your like head is moving but your body is not, it is a huge disconnect, and there is a ton of nausea that can come of that.
Oh, okay.
If you go to move in a way that the game doesn't actually allow you to move, it breaks things in your mind.
Yeah, I do see people get screwed with like that. Like they someone will push them or something, and they'll just start going nuts. Like,
yeah, well, they don't even have to be pushed. You know, it's they'll have a lot of you know, like you watch the roller coaster ones. You know, someone's on a roller coaster. It's so convincing. That's all it is.
All right. So there was a press release that the PlayStation meeting event will be live streamed. It's for September 7th, and I guess this is in New York. And this is where they're going to. There's obviously going to have all PlayStation stuff, but this is where everyone's theorizing that you're going to hear about the PlayStation 4 Neo.
Oh, so yeah, I think yesterday we were talking about this exact thing, except we thought it was going to be at Tokyo Game Show, but apparently there are two events in September 7th. Not September 7th, but in September.
In September. So I don't know. I thought this was, and obviously everyone's speculating about it, but I don't know. It almost seems like they're. Do they usually have this PlayStation meeting? Is this a scheduled thing?
I've never heard of the PlayStation meeting event. I know that they had the PlayStation Experience last year, but that was in December. It was at the end of the year. They were announcing a lot of things kind of in between Tokyo Game Show and E3, which are two of the biggest, when you include Gamescom now. Mm-hmm. There's three main kind of conventions that it's those three, and this one I've never heard of.
Yeah, they just sent out invitations to the media, so they want the press and everyone there. So I'm thinking they're announcing something special, but it almost feels like if they don't have this every time, it almost feels like playing catch up. Like they saw what Microsoft got when they announced their new version.
Yeah, I think it's just a way for them to play catch up for sure. They have the Xbox One Scorpio coming out, mm-hmm. and right now Sony hasn't said anything about their Neo, really. They've just kind of slyly confirmed it. But yeah, we'll just see what happens in September. Alrighty, so Quantum Break, the Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive, is actually coming to Steam. Now, that may not seem like a big deal because you can already get Quantum Break on Windows 10. That's strictly through the Windows Store. This is going to a third-party platform.
Every time I hear a game going to Steam, I think it's either free to play, so it's just like an easy way for people to get it, or I think maybe they want to take advantage of a sale, which people go nuts over on Steam. So it's like we need to get in on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like $5 off this game, and everyone just goes. Eh! Just buying indiscriminately off Steam because they got their sales going.
So what's a little different, though, is so the way that the Xbox One and Windows Store versions work is they are essentially the same game. The Xbox One runs on Windows 10 as well. And so, it's just they're kind of porting the package over to the PC. But Nordic Games is publishing the retail version of Quantum Break that's going to be on Steam. So it's a little different of a situation. They worked on games like Alan Wake, Ori and the Blind Forest, and State of Decay. So they're no strangers to working with Microsoft. But still, it's a little strange how they are having to do this whole Steam thing here. All right, why don't we move on to the last story topic?
All right. So Square Enix revealed their Final Fantasy 15 digital pre-order bonuses. This is for the PS4 and Xbox One. They're mostly the same except for the kind of console-specific bonuses, but they're both going to get it's just listed as Weapon Masamune, Recolor 16-bit buddies, item angler set, which is an in-game thing apparently, Recolor Platinum Leviathan, and item camera kit. For the Xbox One, the exclusives for them are avatar items, which is a Noctis male costume, Noctis female costume, and a carbuncle pet prop. For the PlayStation 4, it's a digital mini soundtrack, which I'm not sure what that is. And then a digital premium edition original theme, working title, apparently.
Yeah. This is a pretty good pre-order bonus, I assume. If this were like the collector's edition, which a lot of other companies would call this a collector's edition,
yeah,
I think this as a pre-order bonus is actually pretty damn nice. It's nice little bits. It's a lot more than you would normally get with a pre-order.
Well, it's hard to, make a good digital pre-order kit that doesn't give you in-game items that are awesome. I mean, what else can you give other than cosmetic stuff? So I think it's pretty good considering. I mean, other games, like you said, would call this like collector's Uber edition and charge $125 probably because you got a thing for it's a new avatar. You can't even get that unless you pay the super amount.
Am I the only person who's weirded out that there's a Final Fantasy game on Xbox One? Like, I mean, Final Fantasy 11 was on the 360, but I mean, let's be honest, that was an MMO. That's a little different. This is an sequence number, like actual series single player game on the Xbox One. That's a little crazy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how sales stack up. And that might, prove why that hasn't happened before. Oh yeah. And the season pass comes with 6 expansion packs, which I imagine is, DLC, which they always use these terms interchangeably for some reason.
Right. Well, I will say that so I looked what was in the 6 DLC packs. It is a booster pack, and then episode Gladiolus, holiday pack, episode Ignis, episode Prompto, and expansion pack. So, whatever that means, we at least know we have 3 episodes there. There's a booster pack and an expansion pack.
Yeah, that should be like legit storyline, new stuff. The episodes. I don't know, an expansion pack, and just number 6 is called expansion pack. So that might be another episode they don't have a name for, or it might be a huge, like their last hurrah. Like this is the last DLC that's coming with it, and it's like a big boost.
Certainly possible. It could all just be like, 3 fluff ones and then 3 content ones, which sounds a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's going to do it for the news. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, Naylock?
No, not today.
All right, well, that has been it for the news. This is Let's All Game for Naylock. I am Saino. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.